Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dream Daddy. Last we left off, we were hanging out at Damien's house and getting a tour of some of his favorite places in his house, including the shipping fan fiction. Anyway, moving on. I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out. Upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. Wow, why did that take me so hard to say? I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I'm good at talking. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What?
How delightful.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of the day that the working class had to enjoy tea, and the height of the tables on which they're served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's, informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Well, let's see. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? I'm not sure which question would be best, to be quite honest. But, I mean, I do like his cape. Let's see. Well, I may as well go with your home is really impressive. Oh, apparently he really liked that. It seems like you've really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look at what you've done. I'm kinda jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you into the city? Sorry? Did you guys see a marching band? What the fuck, Lore? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. You know what? Honestly, I actually don't know what they're referring to. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of obsession. Sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. You know, that's fair. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there are many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. I think that's a healthy attitude. Tell me, Lore, do you have any hobbies? You mean other than the Let's Playing thing, trying to do the singing thing from occasion? Anyway. Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and, quite honestly, rather attractive. Oh my, are we already getting to that stage, are we? Okay, maybe I'm just reading that the wrong way, but... honestly, I agree with Damien. One of the most attractive things about someone is whenever they actually start talking about something that they are passionate about. They can't, like, you know, getting to see their eyes light up, seeing them smile, seeing them get excited about the subject matter. It can be a very gratifying thing. So, if you're talking with someone and you feel like, oh no, I'm getting too passionate about this, I can guarantee you that unless the other person is an asshole, they're enjoying the experience, and go ahead, keep talking about it. We want to hear. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick! Sound sophisticated! I learned how to juggle once. Love me some word jumbles. I'm gonna say, I like watching soap-making videos on the internet, because honestly, that's kind of even somewhat true. It can be interesting to see the process. Soap is an important advancement in modern society. Getting rid of germs and stuff. I would say that the people who make soap are the true heroes here. To watch them work is an honor. I, tried making some with Amanda once, so we both had to go to the doctor for the rashes. Which I guess goes to show that we should leave it to the professionals. Lore. We finished our tea and finger sandwiches, and I don't think that he approved.
Oh.
Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. This is actually gorgeous. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. They really did. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to one another. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off of a vine. I'm gonna bet this means something that means you hate someone. Lilium bulbiferum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? Well, actually, lily... My loins are ablaze. Thou art the tightest, and 3 cheers for sweet revenge. I'm wondering... I think? 3 cheers for sweet revenge. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Oh gosh. Trying to remember flower language. It's not something I've ever really studied. I know sunflowers tend to be very bright and sunny, but I think honeysuckle? They smell really good. And then you can eat the tiniest little drop of nectar when you pull the stem out. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. Oh, you're planning to send me a bouquet? He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Lord, would you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls his cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Oh, come on. He was literally just talking about the fact that he appreciates modern conveniences. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I had put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Yeah, that sounds about right for me. Oh, hey, a gargoyle. Oh, don't touch it. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle!
Fix that guard.
Oh god, okay, that's the head. Is that the part that goes next? No. Okay, is this the part that goes next? Yeah, that's the part that goes next. And then there's that, and then...
Goal.
There we go! Woo! Okay! I did it! I did it fast. Whew, that was a close one. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Lore, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucien. What's wrong? He appears to have... well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post-haste. Do you need help? Oh, no, you don't have to... Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucien's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go!
Oh.
Hi. It's good to see you too, buddy. There's actually an option of, if I recall correctly, if you don't get through the gargoyle puzzle fast enough, Damien comes back and is like, did you break my gargoyle? And I remember this being something of an internet meme going around where someone named their character Bitch. And they took a screenshot of when Damien comes back and it's like, Bitch, did you break my gargoyle? Alright, I'm sorry, internet memes aside. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien. You're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements, and of course the creepy music has to start. Ooh. We find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose. Somehow I'm not surprised. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I don't know if that's a male or female. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me.
Oh my.
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you to see what would happen. So you led him into a basement to build a brick wall around him? Huh. You promised me there was wine down here, you tricked... I've read this book. Whoa, wait a second. Lucien, did you try to cask of Amontillado Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him. What's cask of Amontillado? Oh, come on, Lore! I've read this book, you should have! It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to a cellar with a promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. Gorgeous, absolutely fun times for everyone. So, wait, Lucien, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine. And I believe that is a signal from the cat saying that he needs to be heard. And you were cacking maniacally? That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes. Dad.
Huh?
It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie.
What?
It's only 5 pages long and there is no movie! Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. You know, I don't know how I feel about this. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands, as they should. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high-five. The teacher starts to stump up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in a tense silence. Lucian, Damien, and I all pile into my car and begin the drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. So I like this acknowledgement of Lucian's feelings, while also, I mean, it's a little bit loose in some ways, but even so, acknowledging Lucian's feelings will probably go a long way.
Huh.
Maybe you can spend this next week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out of the window. So, okay. I can appreciate this a great deal. As I stressed before, communication is actually very vitally important to the health of any relationship, and especially between parent and child. Love you too. Thank you, Kat. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. Except for the cat, apparently. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car and slams the door and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's all right. And all things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good. So there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. I'm kind of curious about all of these things, but I would say I really admire how you handled that. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. Oh, you liked that. See you around soon?
Oh.
It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers, Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a two-bed, two-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. Wow, that sucks. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg! Why don't they just get a regular size house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucian since he tried to... He lured Ernest down to the cellar with a promise of fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me? Lucian live-streamed the entire thing. Oh my god, he set up a fucking live stream for it? Jesus Christ. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company. And a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Pet every dog. Good advice. Oh, finish the date. Okay. Hey!
Are you familiar with the works of Corey Feldman? He simply slayed in The Lost Boys.
So, Okay, Dad Band, Handy, Fang, Bat, Amontillado, Afternoon Tea. So I got the S rank on the date. You can actually get different rankings depending on how you do during the date. There's usually, I believe, some sort of like game that you can play with each of the dads and some kind of like internal mini game. Anyway, so I did pretty well with Damien. Sweet. I mean, literally. I love Damien. Anyway, I think that's a pretty good place to leave it for today, but I hope to see you on the next installment of Let's Play Dream Daddy, where we figure out more about what's going on and probably figure out someone else to date. Hope to see you then.